Good morning, junior and senior infants. I hope you're all doing great today. Now, before we start, we're going to play a little game. So, if you had milk in your breakfast this morning, I want you to clap 3 times. If you had cheese in your sandwich today, I want you to spin in your chair. And if you like to drink milkshakes, I want you to put your hands in the air. If you like butter on your toast, I want you to touch your toes. And if you like cream on your dessert, I want you to touch your nose. Very good. Last one. If you like ice cream, I want you to rub your belly and I want you to lick your lips. Yummy, yum, yum, yum. Now, all of those things had one thing in common. They're all made from the same ingredient. Does anyone know what it is? Did any of you guess it? It's milk. All of those products are made from milk and they're what we call dairy products. Now, does anyone know why it's important for us to get milk in our diet? That's right. So milk has something that we call calcium. And calcium, we need that to help our bones grow strong and healthy, and that will help us to grow nice and strong. Okay? So, does anyone know where we get our milk from? Now, we can get our milk from a few different places, but I want you to think of what animal we get milk from. So, we were talking about the farm this week, and there's one animal from the farm that gives us milk. Does anyone know what it is? That's right, it's the cow. So what we call a dairy cow is the type of cow that gives us milk. And today we're going to be learning about the story of milk and how milk gets from the dairy cow to our fridge. Now, are you ready to learn the story of milk? So, when you go to the supermarket, when you see the milk in the fridge aisle, a lot of that milk is made from cows. So you can see those 2 cows in the field here. Now, a very important fact is that only the female cows are able to make milk. So a cow is able to make milk once she's ready to have a baby. So the mother cow eats the grass in those fields, and this grass helps her to live and grow, and most importantly, it helps her to actually make the milk. But where do we get the milk from the cow, does anybody know? Let's have a look. So the milk is made inside the cow's udder, which is this area here. It looks a little bit like a bag, and this is where all the milk is stored. It hangs down at the back of the cow's body, and it has 4 teats here that stick out of the udders. These are what we use to get the milk out of the cows. So long, long ago, farmers actually used to have to milk the cows themselves. They pulled on the teats until the milk came out, and this used to take a very long time. It used to take him about half an hour to go through each cow, so he was very tired by the end of the day. But now, luckily, we have machines to help us speed up this process. So they're called milking machines. Let's have a little look at how milking machines work. So now, the farmer uses a milking machine to milk the cows. The farmer places the cow's teats into the milking machine. And from there, the machine pulls on the cow's teats to suck out all the milk. And where does the milk go from there? Let's find out. So the milk flows all the way from the cow's teats, and it goes through hoses into a big tank. And this tank cools the milk. What happens next? Now, a large truck comes to the farm, and all of that milk is put into the truck's tank in order to keep it cool while it goes on a little journey. The truck carries the milk all the way from the farm to a factory. Now, what might happen in the factory, does anyone know? Let's have a look. Now, the milk from the cow might be a little dirty from the cow's body, and it also contains germs that could make us very, very sick. So the milk needs to be treated before it's brought to the stores. So the workers at the factory put the milk into machines. And here the machines remove all the dirt from the milk. Next, Next, another machine is used to heat the milk. And this heat helps to kill all the bad germs of the milk to make sure that we won't get sick once we drink the milk. And then the milk is cooled again so it's able for drinking. And the workers test the milk to make sure that it's safe to drink and to bring to stores. So how does it get from the factory to the store? Let's have a look. The machines are then used to put milk into jugs. The jugs are sealed and then they're put onto delivery trucks. So the delivery trucks then take the milk to the stores, and there people are able to buy the drink and take it home. So that's the story of milk and how we get milk from the dairy cow all the way to our fridge. Isn't that a great story? Now, would we like to have a look at how the milking process is done? Let's have a watch. Now, let's all watch this video here to see how the cows are milked.
How do cows make milk?
Milk is produced in the cow's udder, where milk fat, milk protein, and a sugar called lactose are produced. Cows produce milk for about 11 months after they have a calf. Dairy cows usually give birth to one calf a year. Cows that haven't given birth to a calf yet are called heifers.
I didn't know that. How much milk does a cow make?
An average cow will produce about 30 liters of milk every day.
Wow! That's a lot of milk! How does the farmer get the milk from the cow?
Years ago, farmers milked cows by hand, one at a time. Today, farmers use milking machines.
Milking machines? That's cool.
In a tie-stall milking system, the milking machines come to the cows. The cows are milked in their stalls in the barn. The cows' teats are washed with disinfectant, then wiped dry. Then the milking machine is attached. There are 4 suction tubes on milking machines, one for each of the 4 teats on the cow's udder.
That's really neat.
The cow's teats are dipped with an iodine solution after milking to prevent any bacteria from entering the udder.
I didn't know that.
Cows love to be milked, and they need to be milked at least twice a day, usually in the morning and late in the afternoon. At some farms, cows are milked 3 times a day.
Where does all that milk go?
The milk runs through a hose from the milking machines to a pipe over the cows' heads. The pipe runs the length of the entire barn to a bulk storage tank where it's kept cold for the milk truck to pick it up.
Are all cows milked like that?
Well, there are also milking parlors. In this case, cows routinely walk from the barn to be milked in a parlor. They enter gates that keep them from moving while they're being milked. Below, everything is thoroughly cleaned before and after every milking, including the cow's teats. Then, the milking machine is attached. From the parlor above, the milk travels down a hose to a series of pumps. These pumps send the milk to the milk house.
I didn't know that.
The milk comes out of the cow at body temperature. It's quickly cooled to about 4 degrees Celsius to keep it fresh. The milk is kept cold in a bulk storage tank, ready for the milk truck to pick it up. In about 10 minutes, the milking is over. After their teats are dipped in an iodine sanitizing solution, the cows make their way back to the barn.
Now, wasn't that a lovely video? It was great to see the cows being milked there. So, can anyone remember the full story of milk? Will we go through it again? So, the story of milk starts here in the field. In the field, the female cows graze on the grass, which is used to help them to grow, to live, and most importantly, to make the milk. The next stage is the milking stage. So the milk is stored up into the cow's udder here where they have 4 teats, and that's where we get the milk. So the milking machine is placed onto each teat, and then the milking machine sucks all the milk out and into a tank. Now, once the tank, it goes onto a truck, and from the truck they go to the factory. And here in the factory, they're placed in machines where they are heated and they're cleaned, and then they're placed in jugs. And in the jugs here, they're sealed and they're brought all the way to the supermarket. And from there, we can buy our milk and drink it. Now, let's use what we've learned to do this exercise here. So what I want you to do here is to put the pictures in the correct order and number them from 1 to 4. So have a look here and see which one do you think is the first picture here. That's right, so our first picture here would be in the field, because remember, the cows have to eat their grass first before they're able to make the milk. And now what happens second? That's excellent. Second, the cows are brought to be milked, and they're milked using that milk machine there, which attaches to each teat and is then used to suck out all the milk of the cow. And what happens next? Excellent. So next is when they're brought to the factory and placed into different machines where they are heated, they are cleaned, and then they are finally placed in jugs. So that means that our last stage in the story of milk is here. So they're placed in the cartons and they're sealed, and then they're brought all the way to the supermarket where your mummies and daddies can go buy the milk so that we can have it at home. So I want you to do that exercise for me and send it to me on Seesaw. You've been great today, junior and senior infants, and I hope to see you again tomorrow.